お前は一体何なんだ。友達だ。
What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another War of the Visions video here on the channel. And today, guys, we're going to be going over the team I used to clear Iron Giant Brutal difficulty for all 5 stars, so you guys can get that coveted Rainbow Fragment and other goodies. So, obviously, you guys know I'm a Pain player, and I don't expect everyone to have this comp or a close to comp, so I'm going to give you guys some alternatives you guys can use for these certain heroes. So let's first start off with Sid. Sid, obviously, I hope a lot of you guys do have him, and I feel even a 79 Sid will be fine for this fight. It'll just take a little bit longer. You'll just have to be a little bit more careful with your positioning. But he's super, super strong, obviously, for this fight because he has Shadow Blade, gives you a heal ability. He has, if you go double Saint, if you want to go that route instead, he has an AoE ability, so you don't have to rely on it as much as other AoEers. You can just pump him up a lot and then hopefully clean up to get that 3-man kill in one shot. So he's very, very strong for this fight. Yerma, though, has a lot of AoEs. She's got healing abilities on her kit as well, so she's another great option. And then even Miranda, if you guys have like Medina and Miranda, you could use both of them in unison to be in kind of like a ranged unit to where you can clean up those mobs and things like that. And Yerma is a very good bruiser sustain unit, so that's where Yerma will shine over this. Miranda does have the typing advantage. I believe the Iron Giant is weak to water magic, so you'll be able to definitely DPS out the Giant even faster. So those are some other options for Sid. I don't really recommend Stern for this fight. He's very susceptible to dying, especially because there's a lot of mages in this fight. So if they do end up targeting him, he could get one-shotted very easily. So he's one I wouldn't recommend, but Yerma, Miranda are other great alternatives for this fight. Obviously, Engelbert, Mont is obviously the go-to substitute. Everyone should have that substitute, so if you don't have a good Engelbert built up, bring Mont, you'll be fine. Put Val Love on him with Iron Giant or Golem, and he will be taking those hits for you like he does. The next unit we're going to talk about is Ayaka. Ayaka's role, like, you could fill this with multiple other heroes. Any hero that has healing or a dispel assist skill are going to be fine. That's all she's used for. She casted some protect, she casted some agility ups, she casted dispel, she casts healing, but the majority is going to be healing. So any healer you guys have that's built up to like at least level like in the 60s, I would bring along for this fight. She's very, very good. And I threw on the print just to give her lower casting time, and it just didn't have anyone else to really put it on, so that's where I put it. And then any kind of magic-based Esper. Then when we go into Medina, you have Shiva. I have her Dawn double Shiva. Obviously, Shiva Esper, kind of no-brainer there. I just gave her that print for the Shiva print just to give you a little bit more evasion. But really, you could just use any kind of magic-based print is fine. Her print really setup doesn't really matter too much. And Medina's obviously super good for this fight. She has that non-elemental flare spell. She has her limit break. She has Blazega. So you guys will see here, she's who I use in combination with Ramza to get my 3-man cleanup. So that's who I particularly used. You could use other, like Miranda, like again, is another good substitute for Medina if you don't have her. Pretty much anyone that you have that can do any kind of AoE, you could fill Medina's role. So any kind of DPS, that could even be, a non-magic DPS is fine for this. Just Medina, a lot of people probably have her by now. She's been in launch of the game. She's had rate ups, things like that. So probably a lot of you have her built. You just got to be careful with your placement of her, and then she'll serve you well in this fight. Ramza, you guys know I love my boy Ramza, so he's just super, super good. Has lots of good buff assists with good range. He has a combination of magic and physical attacks. He's got AoEs. He's got triple chain abilities. So just lots and lots of different good things that he brings to the table as well. So, but any other kind of assist unit you guys can use, any kind of buffer, just basically any kind of buff bot you guys want to bring, or is another good substitute if you do not have Ramza. So those are my suggestions of alternatives if you guys do not have this particular team of other units to bring. I didn't want to go through every single hero in the game, just giving you a baseline of what role my particular hero used or was performing, and what you guys can substitute for. So just go through your box and see what skills they have and see what Alright guys, so to wrap up the video, you guys see here in the replay of how we got the clear, and just to kind of give you some little bit of pointers at the end here of what you guys should be doing to try to successfully get your 5-star clear, is just to basically have your AoEs in range to take care of the mobs. It is best to go for the three mobs on the top of the level. Whether you're using your mages or you're using your AoE, your other AoE attack units, just try to have buffs going on them so that hopefully in 2 hits, at most 3 hits, you can take them out. Keep in mind, the longer it takes, the more they have a chance to separate and not be in range to be hit with AoE attacks. So you kind of want to have a buffer, and then your 2 units to go in and take them down in two AoE attacks, one after another if possible. Then just use your other DPSers to take out the other units around. I recommend waiting to go after Iron Giant until all of the units are gone. Then you're in a really safe spot where then you can, have the tank be focused on sucking up the damage, have your healer be focused on healing, and then you can use your other DPS and support heroes to just, funnel in to get your damage into the Iron Giant. And the one thing I did wish I would have done correctly was my positioning of my Ramza. I should have actually brought it to the other side of the Giant. So Ramza and Sid were on the same side because they were the 2 primary damage dealers, and I kept on using my buff on Shout to buff Medina and Ramza, but Medina was already spent over AP, so she wasn't really able to do any damage to the Iron Giant. So that was the one mistake I did make in this fight. So if you guys are at a time cap where you're getting killed or something like that, and you're in a similar spot where I am, just pay attention to that. Is that, if your mages are spent out of AP, obviously, then you're going to want to move over to, your other 2 DPSers, like if you're having an Orlando and a Ramza, or if you have like a Yurima and a Ramza, something like that, where you guys can, consistently be attacking and have your buff bot be nearby so you can keep buffing up their stats. So that's going to be the video today, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's content. If you guys did like today's content, make sure you guys drop a like down below. Hit subscribe if you guys are new, and ring that bell as always so you guys are notified for the next upload here for War of the Visions, other mobile gaming content. Thank you guys so much for watching. It really means the world to us. And if there's anything else you want to see here on the fort, if you enjoy your stay at the fort, make sure you guys let me know in the comment section down below. I look forward to hearing from you all. Stay safe, wash your hands, and I will see you.